Hey everyone, it's Nick from Rift Academy here. Today we're going to go over mid lane assassins. So without further ado, let's start by everyone's favorite champion to lane against, Zed. So I feel as though Zed actually comes on top from this rune rework. I feel he synergizes really well with some of the runes that are available to him. Starting from this one, Electrocute, hitting a champion with 3 separate attacks or abilities within 3 seconds deals bonus adaptive damage. So this might remind you of the old Thunderlords, but it scales higher, it does a lot of damage, and the cooldown is significantly low, especially late game. So you take Electrocute, combined with Sudden Impact. After exiting stealth or using a dash, leap, blink, or teleport, deal any damage to a champion, grants you 10 lethality and 8 magic penetration. So if you can picture this in your mind right now, Zed using a WQEW auto attack combo, you are going to proc both your Electrocute, you are going to increase the Sudden Impact lethality after you follow with your W, and you are also going to increase your damage because you have your Zed's passive that does extra damage to people that are below 50%. I feel as though these two runes combined with Zed's passive is really strong, but it doesn't end there. Eyeball Collection. Collect eyeballs for champions and ward takedowns. Gain an adaptive bonus for 0.6 attack damage or ability power per eyeball. So not only does Zed synergize really well with those two runes beforehand, he also synergizes really well with Eyeball Collection. Collect eyeballs for champions and ward takedowns. Gain an adaptive bonus of 0.6 attack damage. So not only does Zed's ultimate gives him attack damage when he kills someone, you also buy Duskblade, and that allows you to clear wards. Clearing wards gives you another stack towards eyeball collection, and you are also wanted to buy red trinkets so you can clean brushes, so you can trap people when you're split pushing. So that also gives you another stack towards your eyeball collection. So these 3 runes, they synergize extremely well with Zed, and it doesn't end there. You also have Ravenous Hunter over here, heal percentage of damage dealt by your abilities. So this is like the old bounty hunter that you had for League. The more people you kill, the more damage that you get to use. Again, this synergizes with the whole kit of Zed that once you get ahead, there's no stopping you. He also hurts a lot in lane. So moving on to the second tree for Zed over here, there is a bit of a leeway which you can take. I would personally like to go into the sorcery tree right here. So you might want to take, for instance, something like Absolute Focus, okay? While above 70% health, gain adaptive bonus of up to 24. So this helps you a lot if you're in lane and you are just went back to lane, you're full HP, and you want to instantly burst someone down. You have Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Absolute Focus, you have your Duskblade, you have your passive. It's all just a lot of damage, and there's almost no one that can survive that amount of burst. You also want to maybe take something like Gathering Storm that allows you to gain AD the longer the game progresses. That's really well as well. But the thing with this tree over here, sorcery, is you have quite a bit of leeway. For instance, you can go Nullifying Orb if you're versus someone that has heavy AP damage. So instead of rushing Hex Drinker, you may be able to take this rune and you are able to avoid their birth, specifically in the early game. You can also go something like Water Walking over here, and this helps you roam from both mid lane down to bot lane really fast, or even top lane, and it also increases your attack damage. And with Zed, you might find that you are skirmishing a lot in the river area, especially between level 6 and 10, when the junglers are all over the place looking for Drake or Reptile control. You gain up to 18 attack damage and also move speed. So I think these overall runes here really help Zed push a lot to damage. However, keep in mind that this is an extremely damage based build. So the next champion we're going to be talking about is Talon. There are 2 ways you can go. One is damage, that is with Electrocute, as we talked about with Zed, and there's another one which is Predator. So let's talk about the Predator one first. For this build, you want to be roaming, you want to be getting kills fast. So enhance your boost with the active effect Predator. Channel for 1.5 seconds out of combat to gain move speed, and once you could attack someone, you do extra damage and it ends the effect. So you want to take Predator. Secondly, you want to take Sudden Impact, especially it works with your ultimate. You want to also take Eyeball Collection for the same reason that we talked about Zed. It is very easy for you to stack it. And fourthly, you want to take Relentless Hunter, gain 8 out of move speed, plus 8 per bounty hunter stacks. So earn a bounty hunter stack the first time you get a takedown on each enemy champion. So it stacks up to 5 times. You want to take this because you want to be going fast over the map, you want to be getting kills fast. However, the item Ingenious Hunter is also pretty good because you get active item cooldown and you can be using Ghost Blade fast. So it's a bit of a preference. I personally found Relentless Hunter to work better. For your second tree over here, you want to go into Sorcery, and the choices are pretty obvious. You want to take Water Walking, and you want to fill. So I'm thinking something like perhaps Celerity, gain 4% increased move speed, and add 8% of your bonus move speed. So as I said before, this build is heavily reliant on getting move speed, going from one place to another, constantly trying to getting kills, picking off people. So make sure you ward your ways. Don't just walk from mid lane to the bot lane or to the top lane without knowing anything. Go beforehand, ward before, track the jungler, and then roam. So now we're going to talk about the damage aspect of Talon, which works almost identically to said before. You want to take Electrocute for the same reasons. You want to take Sudden Impact for the increased lethality. You want to take Eyeball, and you want to take Ravenous Hunter, or also Relentless Hunter for, as I talked about before, move speed is extremely great on Talon, but for the sake of damage we're going to go with Ravenous Hunter over here. As for the second tree, you're also left with two options. As I said before, they're extremely open, but I really like the combo of having Water Walking and the fill here. So maybe something like Celerity, or maybe something like Nullifying Orb if you're versus someone with heavy AD. You can even go something like Absolute Focus if you want to burst someone down instantly. But I think Celerity and Water Walking works really well together. So that's all we have for Talon. Now we're going to talk about Syndra. Now Syndra is a very versatile champion with this room page. Now there are, and there might be, better room pages suited for Syndra in a more controlled manner. But for the one I'm going to be talking about here, I'm going to be talking about a fully damage-based Syndra, someone who's going to see you and who's going to one-shot you with her R. So you're going to want to go into the domination tree once again, take Electrocute. Now Electrocute, if I'm not mistaken, works with her R, as they are considered 3 separate balls. But even if not, her WQ-R combo is extremely fast and you have no problems proccing it in 3 seconds. Combined with that, you want to take Cheap Shot, damaging champions with impaired movement or action, deals bonus true damage. So her W has true damage on it, her E stuns, her Q does damage. It works perfectly together. So you take those. You want to take Zombie Ward. After killing a ward, a friendly zombie ward is raised in its place. Additionally, when your wards expire, they reincarnate as zombie wards. You want to keep both your sides warded at all times. Remember, Syndra does not have any escapes. You are very susceptible to ganks, so you want to be as safe as possible. So anything that helps you with that. So you want to be taking Relentless Hunter. You can gain 8 out of combat move speed. You're going to be catching up to people fast. You have easier time roaming. As for your second room page here, you want to be going, obviously Sorcery is the right choice. You have a bit of a leeway, so you want to go something like the Ultimate Hat. We all know how hard Syndra's ultimate is to use, so the lower cooldown that you have, the better chances you have of actually hitting your ultimate, and it allows you the ability to outplay your opponents even more. Also, you want to go something like Gathering Storm that allows you to scale with your AP. It allows you to do more damage. The longer the game goes, they work perfectly fine together. But again, you can mix it up. You can go Water Walking if you want to be roaming down bot a lot. You can go Mana Flow Ban, so your next ability used has its mana or energy cost refunded. So again, the second page is usually more situated to your playstyle. I personally really like the combo of Ultimate Hat and Gathering Storm. Now we're going to be talking about Katarina. I think Katarina is extremely good with this room page as well. So you have two choices, Electrocute and Dark Harvest. This depends on your playstyle. However, I feel as though Dark Harvest works really well if the enemy team is really squishy. You can kill them fast, you can collect your soul stars, and remember that once you kill people, you can instantly pick up your soul charge, and you can instantly E to someone else, auto attack him, and proc that extra damage. So for those of you unaware, champions, large minions, and large monsters drop soul essence on death. Collect souls to become soul charged. Your next attack on a champion or structure consumes soul charged to deal bonus adaptive damage. So basically you can be killing people fast, you reset, you instantly collect their soul, you eat to someone else, and you proc it. It's really fast, really nice. However, Electrocute also has its merit because you can instantly proc your 3 separate attacks. You can EWQ someone just as easily, and this allows you to open up more for your ultimate after. So just for the sake of this, we're going to go with Electrocute for now. You want to be taking sudden impact because of your E, without a doubt. I feel as though if a champion doesn't have a really reliable movement in pairs, sudden impact is really good. However, if your champion does have a really good reliable movement in pair, cheap shot is extremely overpowered. So for your third rune over here, you want to go for Eyeball, same reason as before. You're going to be clearing wards a lot, you're going to be killing champions fast, really well. For your fourth and final rune, you have two choices. You have either Relentless Hunter or Ingenious Hunter. Both work really well. Item cooldown reduction, if you think you're facing someone like a Zed and you want a Zonia's pass, you want to be constantly using Zonia's, your Hextech even, you want to go Ingenious Hunter. If you think you're going to snowball really fast and you're going to be roaming, you know, they got a squishy bot lane with no escapes or something like that, go for Relentless Hunter. You can constantly be roaming from mid to bot, getting a bunch of kills. For your second page, you want something like Sorcery. Over here, you want something like the Ultimate Hat. Works perfectly fine. Reduced cooldown, you use cooldown a lot, along with resets, really good. You want to take something like Scorch, so your next ability set champions on fire. Again, synergizes really well with Electrocute and Sudden Impact. You can also go something like Nullifying Orb if you're versus someone that has heavy AP and you still want to get the Zonia's second item. Works perfectly fine. So that's my ideal Katarina rune page over here. And again, you may try this is also fun. Fizz has 1-3 that's set in stone, that is domination, but I feel as though his second tree is extremely dependent on your playstyle and who you are versus, so feel free to experiment with the following that I'm about to say. So you want to start by thinking Electrocute, 3 separate attacks I said before, really fast, R, E, Q, W, auto attack, all really fast, perfect. As for your second choice here, obviously something like Sudden Impact is a bit safe to use, especially your E. Something like Cheap Shot might work, however it is a bit of a too long cooldown for your ultimate, so I think Sudden Impact is definitely superior by far. Zombie Ward, I really like this item on AP. As I said before, it helps you with wards, it helps you with tracking, so I'd definitely go for it. However, if you feel like you want to be doing more damage, go for Eyeball Collection. Lastly, for the final 3 here, you want to be taking something like Ravenous Hunter if you're versus a normal AP mage that you can be killing over and over, or you want to be taking something like Ingenious Hunter if you're versus someone that has like AD, for instance like Zed, and maybe there's a Kayn, and you want to be getting your Zonias fast. You gain 10% active item CDR, that scales even higher, so that's really fine as well. So again, depending on the matchup, you might want to choose one over the other. I'm just gonna press that for now. Now the second tree here is extremely dependent on the playstyle that you want to play. I'm going to list 3 different paths for you. So you can take Abyssal Focus in the Sorcery tree. This allows you to deal extra damage, as I said before. Hit them with the long R, you're full HP. E, Q them, proc Sudden Impact, Electrocute, bunch of damage. Combined with that, you want to take something like Scorch for even more damage. Now alternatively, you can take something like Nullifying Orb that helps you survive the laning phase against AP mages, may it be Syndra or someone other. You, with Nullifying Orb, you might want to take something like Transcendence, so you gain 10%. cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is amazing on Fizz. When you're getting it for free, it's even better. So you can match your magic penetration boots instead. Works perfectly fine. Now, a really interesting path is versus ADs. You might want to go into the inspiration path over here. You might want to go perfect timing. Perfect timing is really valuable on Fizz. It allows you to have a stopwatch that allows you to use somewhat of a Zonia's effect for free after 5 minutes. However, it also reduces the cooldown of Zonia's hourglass by 15%. And that's, as you know, one of the stable core items on Fizz. So it's really good, really nice to take. I would suggest it if you're versus someone like Zed. Along with this, it is also your choice. You want to go for something like Cosmic Insight. Gives you CDR, max CDR, and Summoner Spell CDR, and even Item CDR. All those 4 are amazing on Fizz. CDR on Fizz is great. Max CDR is useful if you can manage to get up to that point. Summoner Spell CDR is always nice. And Item CDR also stacks with the 15% of perfect timing. So you have a Zonia's on a 22% cooldown. Really great, as I said before, for versus someone like Zed or even maybe a Yasuo. If you can in the jungle, you want Zonia's. Perfect. Now we're going to be talking about Akali. Akali is pretty obvious. There isn't much explanation to go over. You want to go into Domination 3. You want to take Electrocute, procs 3 instantly fast. You want to take Sudden Impact because you're going to be leaping to people. Again, obvious. Zombie Hunter helps you with wards, helps you keep track of stuff. You can go Eyeball Collection if you want more damage. Personally, as I said before, I prefer Zombie Hunter. You go Ravenous Fighter, works with your passive, heals you. Nothing more to be said. You go into the Sorcery path and you take Ultimate Hat. Again, you're going to be constantly using your ultimate. You instantly get those stacks up to 5 times. It's reduced. It's amazing. And you want to go Gathering Storm because with Akali you want to scale. You want to get those levels. You want to get those items. This synergizes hand by hand. I don't think personally there's a better page right now for Akali. If any of you knows anything, feel free to comment it below. But I really love this on Akali. I think she's actually rather strong right now. Now, finally, for the last champion, we're gonna be talking about Quinn. I think Quinn is extremely strong and extremely fun, and I truly suggest you guys try her out right now. You want to be going the domination path. You want to be taking Predator for extra move speed, as I said before. So good. You want to be taking Sudden Impact, exiting your ultimate, extra damage, really good. You want to be taking Eyeball Collection. Again, Dusk Blade helps you with clearing wards, trinkets helps you. You want to be killing people really fast, so it stacks really easily. You want to go for Relentless Hunter, out of combat move speed, scales with your ultimate, scales with killing people, scales with Predator. Really good, really fun. And for sorcery, this is where the good stuff is. You want to take Water Walking. You go fast in the river, as we said with Zed before. And Talon, you gain 25% move speed and extra damage. And you also want to go for Celerity. So this build is extremely fast, it's extremely fun, you guys have no idea. You just are from your base with homing guards and you speed down bot and you instantly get a double kill. You can push your wave in the mid lane, you can move to the side, use your ultimate, roam down bot really fast. It is amazing. Like seriously, just give it a go. So I believe that's all for the assassins. If you guys like this video, please like it and also subscribe for future videos that we might release, and hope you guys enjoy it.